Camp. I'm Pastor Pat. What do you do when you get in trouble? Do you own up to it, admit your mistakes and what you did wrong and try to make it right? Or do you run away and hope to get away with it? Or do you get mad at whoever caught you and blame them for getting you in trouble? If I'm honest, I've probably done all of those things at one time or another. But doing anything other than confessing your sin and striving to do what's right from then on almost always leads to more trouble, like more and worse consequences further down the road. One of the consequences that I really didn't like when I was a kid was not being able to watch my favorite TV shows, like this one.
Welcome to Water Hazard County, home of the Duck Boys. They're cousins. Trouble seems to follow them everywhere, but they never let it bother them. It just slides off like water off a duck's back.
Hey cuz, it sure is great having the last name of Duck here in Water Hazard County. Don't you think, Lucky Duck? Sure is, Blonde Duck. Being the ducks of Water Hazard is the best. Yeehaw! And one of the best things is that we get to do whatever we want because everyone knows that we're just two good old boys. And since we're never meaning no harm, they just let us get away with it. Yup. It beats all you never saw. Uh-oh. Check your rear view mirror there, Blonde. It looks like we might be in trouble with the law. Again? It feels like this has been happening since the day we was born. Sure does. That's gotta be old Sheriff Rocko back there. Well, what do you think? Should I pull over? No way! He can't catch us anyway. Besides, he hasn't even turned on his lights yet. That's true. I better step on it though, just to be sure. Well, now his lights are on. Don't worry, Lucky. I've got a plan. That's exactly what's worrying me. You did supercharge the engine, right? Well, of course, then hang on. I knew we took this shortcut to town for a reason. But this isn't a shortcut to town. This is a dirt road to Uncle Josie's sand pit. Yee-haw!
Uh-oh. Sheriff Rocko right behind and the pit right in front. It looks like them boys is in a sandwich of trouble.
This is the dirt road to Uncle Josie's sand pit. I knew I should have blindly followed my GPS. I got you, you duck boys is in a heap of trouble. Shame, shame, I know your name. All right, Rocko, you got us. Now, what's this all about? Well, I was just gonna invite you to Boss Piggy's birthday party, but then you started speeding, so I was gonna write you a ticket for that. Then you tried to outrun me, which is resisting arrest. And then you jumped off the side of a sand pit, which is crazy, and is also reckless driving. So now, instead of coming to Boss Piggy's birthday, you get to be his birthday present. I'm gonna cuff you and stuff you and then wrap you up. I love it, I love it. You and your GPS. Huh? You know, those duck boys would have been far better off if they'd pulled over immediately rather than trying to outrun whatever trouble they'd gotten themselves into. The same can go for us. In 1 Samuel chapter 4, the Philistines captured and stole the Ark of the Lord from the Israelites. The Ark represented God's presence. The Philistines thought that that would help them, but it actually led to more trouble. In chapters 5 and 6, they found that God was punishing them for their sin. Now, the Philistines may not have known God, but they knew what trouble was. and they knew that they were in it. They had a choice to make. How should they respond? In 1 Samuel chapter 6, verse 6, their leaders had this to say, "Why do you harden your hearts as the Egyptians and Pharaoh did? When Israel's God dealt harshly with them, did they not send the Israelites out so that they could go on their way?" They remembered what the Egyptians did when they had fought against God and refused to let the Israelites out of slavery. They just kept on fighting, even though things got worse and worse for them. Finally, the Egyptians were forced to let the Israelites go, but then immediately changed their minds and tried to capture them again. That led to God parting the Red Sea, the Israelites passing through, and the Egyptians drowning. Fighting God never goes well. The Philistines decided that they didn't need to learn the same lesson that the Egyptians had. They had done wrong. They were going to admit it, and they were going to make it right. They ended up sending the ark back to the Israelites. When you get in trouble, that's always the best answer. Whether it's at home, at school, at work, or just in life. Admit what you did, apologize, and do better. That's also true with God. When we do wrong with God, sin, we need to come to Him and admit it and ask for forgiveness. The beautiful thing is that God is ready and willing to forgive. Then ask God to help you to do better from now on. His Spirit will do just that. Take time today to confess to God and let Him forgive you. Then ask Him to empower you with His Spirit to live for Him from now on. And if you gotta do anything to make things right, do it. You'll not only be glad you did, but you'll also be saving yourself from some serious trouble down the road. I'm Pastor Pat with Base Camp, a ministry of Summit Church in beautiful Bozeman, Montana. We'd love to have you join us for services in person sometime. We meet every Sunday at 10 o'clock. You can also tune in online. Our website is summitchurchmt.com, and you can find us on Facebook and YouTube at Summit Church MT. Our children's ministry Facebook page is Base Camp Kids Min. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share our videos. If you haven't done it before, we forgive you. Now, just make it right by clicking those buttons this time. Bye!
Y'all are welcome back in Water Hazard County anytime.